Hello. I hope this is working. This is a production session from my latest chapters EP and maybe even another track, pure track if you know it. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. I have a second screen here. I can see the comments. I also have a room camera, but it seems like it's stuck. Wait. Yeah, the room camera is stuck. But this is what it looks like right now. I'm at this podcast room. You can hear in the background the All My Friends track from the Chapters EP. I can show you the files that I've prepared. So we have the Chapters EP, the project files. Can you show how you start a new track? Yeah, I think we'll do that in the end. So I'll go over the Chapters EP and maybe Pure, which came out earlier on Anjunadeep. And maybe in the end, start a new track. Feel free to send me any funny samples in the chat or something I could sample to make like a quick little thing for the outro of the stream maybe. I'll try opening the session file for All My Friends and see and hope that nothing crashes. Also, I have a liter of tea here. I might need a tea break when it's empty, but yeah, I'm tea addicted right now. Whoa, okay, it has loaded. You can send me on Instagram a message on Instagram if for any funny thing I should sample in the end. Maybe like a YouTube video or something. So it's more fun, I don't know, to make like a little outro track. You can send me to me on Instagram. It's just look for Rezident. I think it's resident.music. I don't even know how Twitch works. Maybe you can send me a message here. But yeah, this is the session for All My Friends. Can you hear it? Yeah, should work. So I like to keep it simple. I like to have my drums in the bottom because there you have like the most low end. Then the bass above it because it has also a lot of low end but not as deep as the drums. Then a couple of pads, the leads, vocals, and then the main chords are up top. Swing, the swing, you can see it here. It's swing 1646. Those are the settings. It's great if you use Ableton. Swing is really cool. I think I just drag it on everything. I drag it on mostly everything. The chat is really small. Wait. The chat is a bit small, but actually I'll open it up on my phone. Okay. So the track started with the Rhodes, which are these chords. It's from Arturia, a plugin from Arturia, but it doesn't really matter. I have like a lot of stuff here that changes the sound. The main thing is just this auto filter. That's what I was playing around with. It has like this, I don't know, French house sound to it or something. And then it's getting sidechained with just a compressor. I have a ghost kick track that just plays a random kick, and it has like a sidechain compressor on it, so whenever it's already pre-routed, so whenever I need sidechain, I just copy this to any track I want a sidechain, and it just works. Please note, yeah, I noticed you, John Johnson. Hi, what's up? Yeah, so those are the roads. Then we have the leads. Also a lot of filter automation going on here. I use a lot of Ableton plugins, and then sometimes the FabFilter stuff for EQing. This one's from Arturia 2. It's a mini Moog emulation. How many tracks do I have in this project? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then maybe like 10 drum tracks. So 20 tracks or so. I don't play Minecraft. No. I used to game a lot when I was younger, but I don't game anymore. Maybe I'm thinking about getting an Xbox or something. Maybe. It's just so competitive. But whatever. Where was I? Yeah, vocals. I have these vocals in here. I think it's from Splice. Nothing special, but it kind of was there right from the start, and it stuck with the track. Also, there's like a B melody, which I really like. It's really silent though, you can't even really hear it in the final record. But yeah, I really like it. It's really like uplifting. A pad in the background. It's always nice to get some atmosphere just to put in the background with reverb, or just make sure it doesn't have too much low end or anything. It's barely hearable. Then there's this string pad in the second drop to make it a bit more intense. It's just a random sample. You can make crazy stuff with the sampler and Ableton's effects. So this is my signal chain for that. Like a classic house string or whatever. That's what I call it. My master channel, yeah, so my master channel is pretty empty. So I have, I guess that is a question everyone gets a lot. My master channel has well, this section is just for metering. It doesn't do anything to the audio. It just has, for example, an analyzer. It's really cool to just see that on a second screen. But it doesn't do anything to the audio. And then I have for mastering, just for SoundCloud uploads and demos, I just have like a quick master chain here. And it's just, I just gain stage it with utility and then have a limiter on it, just to make sure that it's not clipping and not super quiet. But yeah, if you want to send out demos, it can make sense to master them a bit better or put some saturation on it. But the problem with that is when you get feedback, like the highs are too bright or anything, then it's hard to change in the mix because you don't know if it's because of the master chain or because of the mix. So yeah, for now and for like SoundCloud exports and everything, I just have a limiter on here. And for listening, I also have a limiter, but it's not supposed to do anything. It's a bit quieter, so I have more headroom for mixing. But yeah, that's my master chain. Also I have like a mono utility. I think you can hear it if you're listening on headphones. It just makes everything mono. And it's a cool little hack to test mono compatibility. And generally your mix has to sound good in mono, otherwise it's not a good mix. So That's a little trick. Like, you can even mix a lot of things in mono. Even if it's a stereo mix, you can get like 80% of the mix done in mono and then switch back in the end. Yeah, this is Ableton Live 10. A lot of people use it, but not everyone. Some people use FL or Logic. It doesn't really matter, but what's cool about Ableton is that most people use it, so collaborations are a bit more easy. Yeah, what kind of games you played? Man, I think GTA 4 and Call of Duty. Yeah, that was fire. But I played a ton of games. Eventually, I kind of was more into making music, and it kind of replaced that. But I was super addicted. Okay, let's talk about the bass. I called it bass detune. It's Silent 1. I used to use this plugin all the time. I try to use it less because it's such a routine at this point, but it's a cool plugin. Nothing crazy really happening. A bit of distortion, EQing, multi-band stuff to kind of tame the bass a little bit. And yeah, it's getting sidechained in the end. This time I used Shaperbox. I'm still trying out to figure out the best way to sidechain, but in this case you can see that it's getting triggered by MIDI notes, and I can sidechain the bass stronger than the highs, which is cool for bass because you're not really hearing this anyway, and this way you can get the mix a bit louder if the low end is a bit cleaner, because in this area there would be the kick. Does this work? Yeah. So if you don't know this plugin, it's like a volume shaper to sidechain stuff, and you can basically set frequency bands and do it very detailed. But in fact, I actually like using the compressor more because it's more natural sounding. This little snippet here is just this little transition into the second drop. I just cut away the bass and distorted it a little bit, so it's you know, it's like a nice intro into the drop. I'm from Germany. I grew up in Karlsruhe, which is like near to Stuttgart in the southern part. Man, I might be too close to the mic. It's almost an ASMR. Let me know if it's too ASMR. Okay, for the kick, if you've seen my Instagram takeover, I still use, okay, in this case I did not use the routing trick, but it's just a kick and I don't even have much going on here. I try to keep the kicks natural sounding and just find the right kick for the right track rather than blend them all together, because I don't have like a perfect studio, so I feel like I don't hear all the, like, I don't have a huge sub or anything, so it's sometimes easier to just keep it as simple as possible. For the clap, also it's just a clap. Then we have this cymbal verb channel. Yeah, it's a lot of Ableton plugins. Sometimes I have tracks that are basically 100% Ableton plugins. Sometimes it's like 50%. But it's always cool to have like cymbals and then put just a bit of room and reverb on them and sidechain them to create like some space. The software is Ableton Live. Yeah, someone said something about the sidechain on the bass. So yeah, it's called Shaperbox. There's other plugins too. In detail, you can see here it's triggered by MIDI with one shot, and it's coming from the kick main. You can see I'm not only triggering the main kick, but also this instrument rack. And this instrument rack just has external instruments that send MIDI to each volume shaper plugin that I have in the session. I hope this makes sense, but basically each time the kick triggers, also the sidechain trigger triggers, and each one of those external instruments sends a trigger to sidechain, and you can see the bass is getting sidechained. If I sidechain everything as hard as the sub bass, this is what it would sound like. A bit too much, but this way it was something like this. Basically the sub gets sidechained a lot more than the highs. Here we have some cymbals. What else? Oh yeah, the little bongos. Shoe tip: the mix is online on Anjuna's YouTube channel. So the mix from the Twitch session 2 weeks ago or something like that. So check that out, it's online. And there is also an Anjunadeep edition coming. Yeah, and for the return tracks, I try not to use them, but sometimes you have to. It's just a reverb and a delay. I'm not sending that much into it. Yeah, like some cymbals and like some claps, but nothing crazy. I like to keep the editing on each channel, because this way it's just easier to send around stems and everything for collabs or for mastering engineers. If it's really all in one audio track, then it's just more simple. But I've seen really cool setups with return tracks. I'm just not a fan. So I think this is it for this track. Oh yeah, and another thing is, here's my radio edit. And here's my extended version. Usually I work on the extended version first, and then copy it over and shorten some parts for the radio edit. Yeah, let's check out the second track. Oh yeah, and here you can see like all my versions. I try to save it each time under a new name, so I can always go back. And yeah. In Our Dreams was the second track of the EP. Ableton Max for Live Beginners. Oh yeah, Max for Live. I love it, but it always crashes on my laptop, because of whatever reason. So I try not to use it too. So yeah, this is the track In Our Dreams. Do you find Apple better to be for producing than PC? Unfortunately, yes, a lot better. Mac, like Apple gets a lot of hate, and I never had Apple products. I just bought this MacBook this year, and I always had Windows before that, and it's really, really good for audio, especially for also streaming stuff. I'm recording the screen, using Ableton, like having the full project open, streaming, recording the stream, having like external cameras, microphones, and it's all from the laptop, so the audio drivers are a lot better. But yeah, I hope it doesn't break. So, guten Abend, Benny. Yeah, anyone German speaking in the chat? Yeah, I use FabFilter Saturn on the drum track sometimes. I'm still getting into bus compression. I was always trying to avoid it because it's just another layer of complexity. But yeah, I just have warm tape on 100% on In Our Dreams, and 42% mix. So yeah, pretty saturated, but I think it fits the track. In Our Dreams is probably the most simple track that I ever made in terms of numbers of tracks and layers. I really like it. I want to definitely continue moving on into that direction because I used to have hundreds of tracks and it was a mess. So the main element of the track is the sleeve plug. Yeah, it's so fun to, like, it's a pretty expressive sound and it's a lot of fun to just play around with the parameters here. Yeah. Okay, so enough of that. It's the Ableton string instrument, I think. I don't even know. It's like this random. I don't know anyone using this plugin, but yeah, it's cool. And then there's a ton of effects. Crusher, Saturn. The SEQ is another plugin I bought this year, but I try not to use it anymore because it's so CPU intensive. But it basically finds resonances in your track and sort of intelligently removes the resonances. It's kind of like a dynamic EQ that also follows the frequency. Yeah, it's great on vocals and stuff like that. So this is the lead plug. Also same master setup as in the track before. How long did it take you to get comfortable with Ableton? I don't know. I started with FL Studio when I was 11, but it wasn't serious. And then when I was 15, it got more serious with FL, and I think I switched to Ableton when I was 17. And probably it took me like 3 years to get comfortable with it. And I'm still finding out new functions that I didn't know before, because I think, okay, 5 years with the software, I probably know how it works, but I still find new stuff every now and then, like the stop clip function, like remove stop button. That's so cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, so there's a lot of cool features that take a bit of time to learn, but I think it's the best software for music making, electronic music. Yeah. How are you sharing audio from Ableton? Usually I would have it run into, I can show you the setup. Usually I would have it run into Black Hole, which is like or Soundflower. It's basically the same. It's like a virtual audio cable. And then you can create a composite audio device. You can just Google that on Mac, and it will go to Black Hole, which is the virtual audio thing, and to your main interface, so you can hear the sound, but it's also being sent into this virtual cable, and then you can enter that as an input in OBS. But I guess that's a boring subject. Virtual audio cables, not super interesting. Right now I have this Rodecaster Pro thing because I'm in this podcast room. It's actually super dope. Yeah, and it's all going through this interface. Then let's talk about the chords. Some Rhodes again. Oh, really? They announced Ableton Live 11. Man, I've been Googling that for like a couple months ago. I was Googling every week and then I gave up. But yeah, can't wait. Sorry, by the way, if I don't see some questions. The chat is super small. I have like a second mini screen, so the chat is really small. I don't know which books are good for Ableton, any. I think the problem is that if you're looking for books for Ableton, then there is a new software update every couple of years, so you need like a recent book. Probably just YouTube videos to learn Ableton is the best thing. The bass, okay, so the bass in this track, it's Wavetable from Ableton. I actually made like this whole track on the push, also the sound design mostly. I don't know, the sound itself is kind of whack, but in the mix I think it's cool. It sounds kind of industrial or something. And of course this is not the sub bass, this is just the normal bass. And then there's another sub bass, which is Ableton's operator. This is actually pretty cool. I don't exactly know what this does. If you can hear it, it adds some stereo width as well. It's pretty crazy. Vinyl distortion effect from Ableton. And then some more filtering, limiting, and sidechaining again. Same thing as before. I'm sidechaining the bass. I'm not even sidechaining it stronger than the mids. But yeah, you can see the mix is on 36%, so it's not a full sidechain, it's just a 36% ducking. Otherwise it would sound like this. Kind of EDM-y. EDM 212. Yeah. How do you start a song? Shoe tip. I will show you. I will make a song after showcasing the project files. And then we'll start a small song. So yeah, send me samples on Instagram. Then it's gonna be not as random. You can just send me anything. I wanna make something funny. I don't know. And then, man, it's like the same thing. Here I have a kick group. There's this main kick. This is the main kick. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I did a little bit of stuff. What? Minus 4 dB. That's quite a lot. And then I have this sub kick. If you can hear it, like a little bit like techno sounding. It's just the same kick going through some distortion, reverb, more distortion, some EQing, and being sidechained again. And I think it does add a lot to the track. Otherwise it's yeah, I think it's a cool thing in the track. So also mostly with just Ableton plugins. Clap is just a clap. I also have like a layered clap in here with an echo on like really short delay time with a lot of feedback. Yeah, it sounds cool. And it's not coming in all the time, just on the first clap. Yeah, there's Saturn on this drum group as well, but it's really not doing much. It's even hard to say what it's doing because it's just getting louder. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I just put it on to do something, but it doesn't really matter. And those little sounds are in there as well. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the Anjunadeep Spotify takeover, like the recommends playlist. Yeah, there will be the Anjunadeep edition coming out on the 12th, I think. So that's gonna be like another hour mix. Okay. Unless there's any more questions on this track, it's really simple. Unless there's any more oh yeah, maybe this one. This is cool. On this one I have 4 return tracks. A big reverb, a small reverb, kind of delay reverb, and a saturator that I just sent some drums into and add back in the mix. Do you have a schedule for these production sessions? No, this is literally the first production session. I think it's just to showcase the chapters EP. Listen to the chapters EP, please. Save it. Those are the settings for FabFilter Saturn. It's really just drive on 100%. It's no preset. It's just all the way saturated. Yeah. Same thing here. You can see on the master for like exporting and for a stream like this. I just have a limiter on it and try to have it like duck a little bit, but not too much. But I don't master my records, so I'm sure the mastering engineer has a bit more of a complex routing than this. So yeah, cool. That was In Our Dreams. Let's check out the last track of the chapter CP, Behind the Scenes. This is the track. I'll drink a bit of tea, but actually I'll leave the track playing in Ableton. The extended version, yeah. right, in our dreams. No, behind the scenes. 343 labs. What's that? Yeah, by the way, someone said the SEQ is like Soothe. Yeah, it's basically like Soothe. It's just $100 cheaper. And it doesn't need an iLok. But I think Soothe is a bit better, but I don't have Soothe. I'm from Germany. Karlsruhe is the city. But right now I live in Berlin. It's really annoying here because everything is closed back down and yeah, Corona. Very sad. So behind the scenes is a track that started with my analog synths. I actually still have the whole channels over here. At the time I had the Model D, the Neutron and the K2 from Behringer. They're all like clones. And I just had this sort of preset where I can send audio through this MIDI track, and it gets automatically recorded in the takes tracks. You can see it's on input from the MIDI, and then yeah, that's just like a little preset I made. But all of that is deactivated right now because I already sort of transferred all the audio files that I needed into the project. So let's start with the bass, which is like how everything started. DSEQ is like Soothe. Wait, can I type it? Well, DSEQ. But personally, I don't really like using it anymore because it's too CPU intense. I don't know. This is the effect chain for the bass. Again, the SEQ. It's like an addictive thing. When I got it, I just started putting it everywhere without it even making sense. So it's not which is bad, it's not a magic tool that makes everything better. Usually you just need to EQ everything a little bit. A little bit of echo on the bass. Give it some stereo width. That sounds cool. Maybe I'll make something new out of this. But yeah, some Camel Crusher. One thing that's cool is a multi-band compressor on the end of the chain here. As you can see, it clicks really loud because I had the attack on 0 on my synth, so it clicks every time, and I did not want this. Especially once I noticed it, it became really annoying. And I tried different things to fix it, and in the end, yeah, I just used a multi-band on the highs, like with a really strong setting. And this way, I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, it removes the click. And I'm really happy this worked out, because I didn't have the synth anymore when I was finalizing the mix. I didn't have actually I had the synth, but I just couldn't come up with the same sound again. I don't know why. So yeah, I think we listened enough to the bass line for 5 minutes straight. Bass reese, I just layered it with another bass recording and put some chorus on it. I think this is the Pro 1, but I'm not 100% sure. It sounds like the Pro 1. Yeah, and in the break there's another bass line which is just Ableton's analog. That's really all it is. Probably the next important thing of the track are the chords, which I really like. Those are the chords. Yeah, I don't really know music theory, but usually over the years I've kind of learned to put what I have like in my head into the software. So I think that's an important skill to learn, to just be able to quickly put your ideas down without having to think how to use the software This is an Arturia plugin. It's called Stage 73. And without the effects, it sounds... Wait. I hope this isn't going to be loud. Wait. Yeah, okay, this is how it sounds without the effects. It sounds cool, but like a bit muffled. So with the effects, it's wider and like phasier, and I don't know, it's cool. Do you have Instagram? Yeah, I have. My Instagram is resident.music. I'm 99% sure that's my Instagram. Another question is, do you have a tune in your head and then try to replicate the sound? Rarely, but usually when I start working on something, ideas come up, like melodies or chords, and then I put them in a software, and then I play around some more with some sounds, and then I have new ideas. It's not like I wake up and have a complete song in my head, but it kind of comes when I sit down. The lead from the track and the break is from a Behringer Neutron synth. In fact, I already sold it back because I wasn't using it as much, but yeah, this is the recording from the synth. And this is how it sounds like without the effects. Yeah, it doesn't sound very exciting. Yeah. I mean, then we have some pads. Nothing crazy going on here. We have the vocal. Yeah, it's a bit cheesy, you know, but it is what it is. It felt weird to leave it out. And we have like this. This is cool too. I have no idea where I have this audio from. Maybe from my synth. This track is like a year old. So yeah, it's important to have a structure in your project files, because when you come back and you have to like finalize a mix or something, and it's a year old, and you don't even know what's going on, that's bad. So figure something out to have your own structure in your project files to make your life easier. Where's the vocal from? I think it's from Exhale, it's called Exhale from Output. They have like a big vocal library with like snippets, and you can like play them on your keyboard. It's done nicely, and in fact you will definitely hear some like chart songs if you go through the sounds, because everyone kind of uses them. So I try not to use it anymore. I don't use it anymore, but for this song, this is where the vocals are from. Sounds like a musical mosquito. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Here are the drums. Again, I put a saturator on the drums. In this case, it's on the whole chapter ECP because to kind of make it sound a bit more together. I kind of process the drums in a similar way, basically like put a bit of saturation on top of them, but I don't have a compressor on the drum bass. Other than the saturation, there's no bus processing going on. Again, we have a simple kick. Those are just like some extra kick sounds. Yeah, we have the shakers. This is actually a recording from my, no, not this, from my K2 synth. It's just white noise and I modulated the decay. What is going on here? Yeah, some cymbals, also very basic. I like to have everything in drum racks, but theoretically you could also drag in the audio and the project file. But this way it's cool because I can swap out the sample without, changing it anywhere. Just very easy. And I can also add maybe another hi-hat in here if I wanted to, if it makes sense. So I always have everything in drum racks. Yeah, very cool. I love Ableton for the drum racks. What is that silver thing on my headphones? Yeah, I'm in this podcast room. It's so I don't steal the headphones. It's hardwired to the table. I hope no one was gonna ask that. And yeah, for return tracks, I just have a Valhalla delay on here. Yeah, thanks. The way the hi-hat comes in is definitely one of the things that that have the character of the track. Cool. So this was behind the scenes, and those were actually already all the 3 projects from the EP. Dude, what does that mean? Producing on a hook? I don't know English. I seem like the no, I would not run off with headphones. I was worried actually before I came here that the headphones would be like bad, but they're actually really good. I really like them. They're like some Pioneer headphones. But yeah. So I think finally, basically it was just about the chapter recipe, but I've also been asked about the Pure track, which came out on Anjunadeep Explorations 13, I think, in April, maybe, this year. So I also have that session. Oh. Oops, maybe I should have closed my emails before the stream. Where is it? Pure. Yeah, it's a cool track. I'm really happy it came out this year. Okay, the project file is loaded up. And I'm surprised how smooth everything is going. It's great. My CPU is handling it very well. Thank you. So this is the project file for Pure. Same thing, I just have a limiter on the master. As always, my drums are in the bottom. My lead is in the top. Let's start with the lead. This is a guitar from Labs. It's a free plugin. Check it out. It's cool. Reverb, compression, EQ. Some reverb fills for the lead. This was one of the things that blew my mind when I came into production. Just like reversing a reverb tail. Yeah, really cool. It really helps building transitions, especially if it's like the right note that makes musically sense. Then we have the ARP, the big ARP and the second drop. It has 2 layers. The main one is from Silent. Well, the main one is actually from the Tal Uno LX. I think it's a Juno clone. And this one is Silent 1. Yeah. Then I think my favorite element from the track are those little bell chops. I just use Ableton's Slice to MIDI. Where is it? Slice to the MIDI track feature. And this was actually the original audio that it came from. So I thought it was cool, but a little bit boring in this melody. So I chopped it up with this Slice to MIDI feature, and yeah, here you can see the slices. I have the groups basically just for overview, not because there's any group processing going on there. Then we have the roads. I have a couple of different roads in this track to help create different sections, so they also sound a bit differently. This is the intro. This is again from Labs, free. It's cool. This is from Analog Lab from Arturia. A lot of filter stuff going on. I always use the auto filter for everything. It's great. And I also love that you can see right away what it's doing. You don't have to open a plugin window. I really like the chords. They're like really mellow, and they have like this rhythm thing where you kind of lose sense of where the rhythm is for a bit, and then it kind of comes back and makes sense again. EQ8, someone asks EQ8. Yeah, EQ8. I use it a lot. I mean, but what I hate about EQ8 is that whenever you start dragging something, you just do a bit and you're already on 4 dB. That's so much, especially for like vocals and stuff. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could hold shift while option while dragging. No, control. What do you have to? I don't know. If you press something, it's a bit more smooth, but I don't like that it's so strong right from the start. It could be scaled a bit better. Other than that, it's great, yeah. The bass. We have the sub bass in this track. I'll just jump through the layers. I tried kind of making it a bit more spacious through the layers, but it's always risky to layer bass because it may phase and everything like that. Other than that, there is no group processing on the individual layers. No compression, no saturation. Yeah, and then we have the bass stabs. The big sort of... Yeah, those sounds. This one is silent 1. I think the others are mostly silent 1 too. Yeah, silent 1, distortion, reverb. Even this one, yeah, they're all silent 1. Change scale to 50% on the EQ8 and save it as a default preset. That's smart. That's really smart. Yeah, I will do that right now. I'll try it. Well, the only downside would be that it still shows that, you know, it's doing a lot while it's not doing this much. So it's like an extra step. But yeah, I just did it. Thank you for the tip. We'll see how it goes. And those are my drums. It's actually a cool beat. It completely gets lost in the mix, but it's like could be like an Afro beat, Afro house. Again, we have my kick group in here. Mini like kick fills I like to do. I think it's kind of my sound. Clap group. If there's anything special, let me know that you want to know, but I think it takes a bit of too much time to go through every single track. Cymbals, what I like is this wood sound. Kind of jumps left and right. I use the auto pen for that. And yeah, that's it. One thing that's special in this track is this sort of sidechain channel setup. I don't use this anymore, but at the time I had like 6 sidechain tracks that I would send tracks to, and they would get sidechained together. But I don't like to do this anymore. The drum group is without the kick. No, the kick is in the drum group. Here. However, sometimes, for example, if you do stem mastering, it does make sense to just have the kick separately. So since there is no group processing going on, I could just, you know, do this and send that over to stem mastering. It's just a matter of structure, but yeah, the kick is in the drum group for now. How do you get the ideas for this Anjuna? I don't know if that question was for me, but I hate coming up with track names. I don't know. I hate it. It sometimes just pops up, but it's the hardest thing. It really is. I think my my management hates me for that because I always come up with bad names. Oh yeah, if you just tuned in, I'm just showcasing my production behind the Anjunadeep tracks, the Chapter CP and the Pure track from Anjunadeep Explorations. But I'm mostly done already, so we will do another track live after this. How did I come up with my name? it's also really hard to come up with a DJ name. It starts with an R, just like my last name, and it has like a meaning in the DJ world, like a resident DJ, someone who plays regularly in a club. So I thought it was cool, and I'm happy with it. When you find your name, you kind of have to do it when you're 15, and then stick with it until you're 30 or something. So I think it's a good name. I'm really happy with it. Call a track random title. That's a very deadmousey thing. Probably he has already done it. Yeah, I'm not as edgy as deadmau5. So this was the track Pure. Maybe one last interesting thing is the effects group, because there's a lot of atmospheric stuff. So it's just like effects and stuff. Someone on the YouTube comments noticed this vocal coming down that you can hear. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that someone noticed it. Basically, I exported this vocal here. With a ton of reverb, and then I think this is now already, what is it called? Consolidated it, but then I automated the transpose in, you can do that here in the envelopes. Yeah. So that's a cool touch. I really like that the vocal is going down here. And it was really cool that someone noticed it in the comments. The Anjunadeep YouTube comments are pretty, they know what they hear. Also, we have some vocals in here. You can hardly hear them, but they help building up the atmosphere. Yeah. Okay, those were the 3 tracks. I think for the last thing, I can make a new little thing in the stream. Maybe that's interesting. I'm just thinking how to approach this thing. Should I just start with something special? Is there anything I should do? Otherwise, I'll just start with something. Cool. I'll just open a new session. Has anyone sent me samples? I'll let some music running in the background. Okay, I don't see any samples. I'll just start making something new then. Well, I think everyone knows how it is. Sometimes you make something nice, and the 99 other times you make something that's not nice. So let's hope today it's gonna be nice, especially since it's live. Yeah, I usually start in the session view and then I go back to arrangement. But session view is cool to play around with ideas. I don't have a template. I mean, this is my template. It's empty. Nothing on the master. The Ableton's default return tracks. The only thing I have is this kick rack. with a sidechain on it, so I don't have to make the routing every time new. Oh yeah, I've seen a couple Deadmau5 streams too, but eventually he was just playing PUBG, which was fun too. But yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. I like that he shared his process though. So yeah, let's start with the track. I have my push right here. I can show you again. The room camera is stuck. Wait. Yeah, the room camera is still stuck, but doesn't matter. So I have my push here to play melodies. Maybe we should start with some drums. 1 second. I'm just browsing through Ableton's drum sounds. Yeah, let's just go with this one. It doesn't really matter. It's just nice to have, especially for the stream, to have something that's like going along, so it's not complete silence. Okay, yeah, again, I'm using the push, so maybe you're not seeing the whole process, but it's because I'm using the push. I really wasn't planning to actually make something live, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Tension is getting a bit louder. I'm not using any swing yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really happy with the chords. I'm just, I don't know, trying to trigger some idea. Maybe this is an idea. Sounds really weird, I think. I have to change that back. we could distort it a little bit to add some harmonics. Let's use the vinyl distortion. Yeah, this is Ableton. It's a bit basic, but yeah, this isn't it. I have keys, but it's honestly faster with the mouse because I don't have like wrong takes or anything. I think that's a bit boring in the stream. It's going on slow anyway because it takes time to like create ideas and everything. Now I can use the sidechain. I just copied the kick and now I can just use the sidechain thing. And it should just work. So let's try it with the plug. Now I have an idea for a melody, which I will put in here. Yeah, I don't have a lot of beautiful synths here. Someone just said mouse is boring. Mouse is boring, but mouse is also pretty fast. I don't have synths here though. I don't play any other instruments. No, I don't play any instruments. I play the Ableton. Some cheesy vocals on top. I think what could be fun. Do you know a lot of music theory? I don't know like the technical music theory, but I think I figured out parts of it, but I don't know what the chords are called and everything. Also another cool tip. Sometimes it's nice to instead of just using the cutoff on the synth, just adding a filter on top of it. Sometimes it's nice to use this as a filter instead of the one on the synth. Because no matter what I do now, it's always like a little bit lo-fi because we don't have the highs. Okay, should we look on Splice? Let's look on Splice for some sick vocals. All right, vocals. This is, I think every producer knows this when you look for vocals on Splice and you only get trash. I hope this isn't gonna be crazy loud. How can I? Or let's see the daily picks. I don't know. Yeah, can we have vocals, please? Mm-hmm. So put your faith in me. This is so bad. Maybe this is cool. What is this? That is so weird. Yo esto, I love you anyway. Yeah, let's go for this one. But I will sample it. Don't worry. Oh my god. Yeah, I'd say we're done. This is the next demo for Anjuna. But yeah, what we have here is a sample. Kind of cool. Also, there is a free plugin called Auto Pitch. It's an auto tune. I don't know which key are we in. I think it's this one. C minor. I think it's C minor, right? Yeah, someone falling down a cliff sound. Yeah. This is what I feel when I hear the track. It's a bit loud. There's some that frequency. I'm using the trick someone said in the comments, the 50% trick. Very nice. I love it. And maybe let's compress them like really a lot. Let's use Ableton plugins for this one. I don't know if the stream is going to be available anywhere. We will see. I'm saving it though. I hope it's going to work. I think it's time for some. It makes me kind of uncomfortable. The voice. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, maybe let's, if it makes you uncomfortable, we will try something else. It's not that cool anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's also just time to just remove something if it's not cool. So the vocal is gone. Haven't seen that pitching thing before. Could I see it again? Yeah. It's M Auto Pitch. It's a free plugin by Melda Production, I think is the company. Yeah, it's free, but please upgrade. Yeah, it's just an auto-tune plugin. I don't use it a lot, but I just have it. Sometimes it's nice to just like as a quick and dirty way to auto-tune something. You can even change the design somewhere. But yeah. No, I changed the pitch because this is not on point. It's very like wonky, or how do you say it? Yeah, it was like not the right pitch. What bass did I use? Operator. Very simple. It's like pretty raw, so it's not fully sound designed yet, but those are the settings. Those are a bit loud. I think it's time for some chords. Let's add some chords. For this we can copy the bass line because the chords will play the same melody. Ooh. Wow, okay. That's actually cool. That's not what I wanted. No, I did not do it to tell the key which the vocal was in. I did it to just pitch the vocal. Basically, the key that we are in is this note. At least, yeah, that's what I think. What kind of makes sense right now. I think it's C minor. Yeah, let's add a clap. We don't have a clap yet. Yeah, I like the project so far. It's cool. Yeah, let's just say it here. Anjuna stream. Okay. That's cool. Clap analog 5. That's cool. It has a bit of a pre thing to it, so I'll start it a bit earlier. Yeah, I think that's the demo. Yeah, and this is basically exactly how I make music. One last thing is the naming. I think this is the time to name everything. So this is the kick main. I'll just go through the project and name everything. The vocals we don't need. Head off. This is. This actually fits, I think. And this one, it would be maybe cool to add a volume ducking effect. And maybe distort it some more. Also, Ableton's filter has some distortion modes, like some emulation modes. They're pretty cool. So I was naming the tracks. This is a sub bass. This is head percussion. This is harp main. What is this? I don't know. Don't need it. This is what is it called? Drone synth, because it's playing like the same note all the time. Here I'm cutting away the sub because we have a dedicated sub bass. This is snare main. This is something like a hi-hat. And yeah, the way what I would do right now is group everything together. So all the drums, just select them, group, and drum group. Call them drum group. What? Yeah, right. Everything's right. Okay. So now the drum group is all the way on the right. The bass is here. We could group that as well. Bass group. The last thing that is also really nice to do is to make sure that all the clips that are playing are the first one, because to stay consistent, so it can just trigger this whole thing and it makes sense. Someone asked, how I made the chords. I don't know, I just came up with them on the stream. Nothing. I mean, they aren't crazy chords. Surely someone has used them before. My favorite color for the drums, I think that is also an important thing, is red. My drums are red. This could be compressed really strong, so it's consistent. And we could add like a 16th shaker or some shit like that. Oh, sorry. Can I swear on Twitch? I'm sorry. Or maybe. This sounds cool. It has like an acoustic vibe to it. Is it a loop already? Yeah, we might as well use it as an audio file. Another cool thing you can do with audio is set it to beats. This way you can get like really clicky sounds. And yeah, maybe add some reverb to smooth it out and compress it. Where's the reverb? Yeah, I think we're basically done with the demo. I'll quickly arrange it, and so basically this will be like a demo I would upload on SoundCloud. So yeah, I'll quickly make sure everything is named correctly. My leads are yellow, I think. My pads are purple. I'm still figuring out the colors, to be honest, but it is cool to have the same color code. Bass, maybe dark green. Yeah. Cool. So how do we start this track? Now I'm thinking about arrangement. The master channel is just a limiter. Just so it's not super quiet, it's just a limiter on the master. Yeah, it's a cool track. I hope we can nail this arrangement. How do we start? I actually have the push here, so how do we do this? I don't want to take my time to lay everything out, all the clips, but maybe we have to do that. I'll just record and then we'll see. So first, nothing plays. Oh, yeah, nothing plays. You don't see it right now because my room camera is stuck, but yeah, I'm triggering it on the push and I'm recording it into the timeline. doing everything from the push right now. You can see the thing here moving. It's from the push. Cool, that's it. I hope it recorded. Did it record? Yeah, it recorded. So, I think it's cool. One thing I sort of fucked up was the kick should come in here, I think. So I put it in a bit too late. Also, you can still change some automations right here. Because of course you can't do everything live. Well, all those automations I just recorded on the push, and of course you can only do one thing at once. So that's why I like it so much. You can then go into the timeline and edit all the automations. There's no annoying audio recordings. And yeah, this is what the demo is. Let's structure it. Intro. Pads. I would call this the verse. Cool, that's it. This is the track. It's 3 minutes long. I think it's cool, especially for the stream. I'm really happy with it. I did not know what would come. Yeah, I will export it, or actually, we don't have to export it. Actually, I have to drink some tea. I'm tired. Yeah, I think we've been on for 2 hours now. So I'll just leave it playing in the background. Let me know if you have any other questions. Then I can answer them. And yeah, then I'll play the track we just made in the outro one more time. And then yeah, that was a production stream. Thanks for joining. It's really cool to see that many people watching and commenting. But now it's tea time. Oh, I'm sorry if you just joined. I hope maybe it's gonna go up somewhere, I don't know. But even if you just joined, you still heard this record that I'm about to play, which we made on the stream. Maybe actually it will come out sometime. Things like that take like a year though. They tend to take a year, so if you hear it a year later, then either it came out or someone stole it from the stream and uploaded it. Don't do that, please. Do you arrange the tracks on the fly, someone asked? Well, I basically do it like I just showed in this stream. Very quickly, when I can, I record them from the push, and then, you know, there's an arrangement already. Yeah, someone asks if I find it repetitive to work on a track for a long time. And then leave it for a while. Absolutely, it's important to take breaks. That's why it's also important to work fast, because this way I can make, you know, a couple demos a week and then come back to them a couple weeks later and see which one I want to finish. Bro, we'll buy this on Beatport when it comes out. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. Do you like Push? Yeah, I like Push. I really like Push because it's like an extension of Ableton, and I love Ableton. So the Push is perfect, especially because it's digital. There is no need for audio recording. All that stuff takes up a lot of space and as well. And then, you know, when I'm moving, all I have to bring is my laptop, headphones, and the Push, basically. So it's really portable, and I mean, maybe they should sponsor me. I'm not sponsored by them, but honestly, just use what you want to use, but it's nice to have something hands-on. It could be an instrument. I don't play any instruments, so that's why I have the Push, but you know, if you play the guitar, then it's your guitar, or if you sing, then you can sing, or, you know, anything hands-on is cool. I'm 22. Someone asked how old I am. Bumping. Would I submit this as a demo? That's a good question. It kind of depends on what type of demo it is. If you don't know a label or a person that you're sending to at all, then, you know, of course, make it as polished and finished as you can. But if you know them a little bit, you can certainly, you know, it doesn't have to be 100% finished. If I would send this as a demo, I would have it in a pool of my other demos and make sure it's, you know, it's the right demo for the right label, and probably work on it a little bit more, but maybe arrangement changes, I don't know. But it's basically a demo right now. I think this is what a demo really is for me. Usually when you send out records to labels, what you're sending out are not demos, but finished records, you know. If you don't know a label, you want to send them the best thing you have. So at that point, it's really not a demo anymore. And this is what I would consider a demo. Shout out to Argentina. It's really cool to have this international stream. Yeah, I'm also really happy everything worked out besides my room camera being stuck. really happy. I hope the recording works too. And I don't know if I'm uploading this to SoundCloud. Enjoy it in the stream for now. Maybe it will pop up somewhere. Alright, I think this was the session. I'll play the song in the end one more time. Thanks for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. I'm happy with the track that we made in the end. And yeah, have a good rest of the week. By the way, check out the Chapters EP. Came out like 2 weeks ago on Anjunadeep. And stay tuned for the Anjunadeep edition with me, Rezident. It's coming out on the 12th of November, so just in a couple days. Okay, bye.